I'm ready to roll. Whoever has the first question.
Coach, you're holding the game ball. First win at Bulldog Stadium for you. How does it feel moments after?
Oh, it feels great. It feels great. You know, you celebrate all wins, and to get the first one in the stadium makes it that much special. The Red Wave was out there. We could hear them. It was a seesaw up and down game. We got up early, then they fought back, and there was too many turnovers and those types of things. But the end result's what we wanted, and that's all that really matters. And then our athletic director, Gary Classy, started talking. I didn't know this was for me. I didn't know what was going on, and he surprised me with the game ball. So I appreciate him. I think I saw him in here. Appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate it a lot. And first of many right here. Appreciate it.
Coach, obviously there's a lot of excitement after your first home win, but you always seem to have a smile on your face. Where does that come from?
I try to have a smile. Look, life's too hard, so I like to celebrate all wins, whether it's on the field or off the field. Smiling makes me feel better. When I'm not smiling, it's not good, and I don't like feeling not good. So I smile as much as possible, but trust me, I have a serious side too.
Mikey and Mac connected several times tonight on big plays. What did you think about the connection between those two?
It was great. You know, we wanted to be on the attack today. That was a goal of ours. You know, we didn't have that many opportunities last week, so we wanted to take advantage of some stuff, and we wanted to force the issue. And fortunately for us, we connected on a lot of deep balls, so that was good to see.
Coach, can you describe the game in one word and why?
Long. Too many turnovers, a lot of penalties. There were turnovers on both sides of the ball. A lot of penalties. Just seemed like it took forever. It was sloppy. It was muddy. We got better in the second half, but to me, it seemed like the longest game. I don't even know what time it is. It's 10:55 right now, but it seems like it's after midnight to me. So we just need to clean up some things, establish the run game a little bit more, which keeps the clock running, things like that. But it was just a long game, if you ask me what one word would be.
Let's get over here. So Cam Lockridge, I mean, 2 weeks in a row, I mean, the guy's been a ball hawk. I mean, how much growth have you seen out of him since you've been here?
He's a ball player. You know, his first year here, he was a good player for us, made a lot of plays, and unfortunately last year he got injured, so now he's back again for this year. He's just playing the way he always does. Dealt with a lot of stuff off the field, so I'm proud of him to be out there and making plays and happy and smiling. So that's a kid that's fought through a lot. I mean, you talk about the word adversity, he had to deal with it in a million different ways. So very happy for him. I'm glad he's doing what he loves to do, and he's enjoying it.
CV 11 tackles on this side as well. I mean, how much have you seen him really embrace this culture like right away?
Hair on fire guy, right? Hair's flying around everywhere. He plays with a ton of energy. He's energetic. He's a captain for a reason, and you're finally being able to see that on the field. So I think he will continue to keep getting better and better, but he's your traditional linebacker, and he fills the gaps. He's sideline to sideline, plays hard.
Coach, was there a particular moment you kind of soaked everything in, being the interim head coach here at Valley Children's Stadium?
Not yet. It might happen when I get home, but right now I'm just excited that we won the game. Haven't had a chance to reflect yet. That thing went all the way down to the end. They had a drive going. We had to keep him out the end zone, then we were finally able to kneel. So I'll reflect for sure when I get time. That'll be for like 30 minutes tonight, and then we have to get ready for next week.
Just initial thoughts on the offense? I mean, hard to complain with 46 points, but a couple interceptions, a little tough sledding around early.
Yeah, it was up and down, right? I mean, we got rolling, then we had some turnovers happen, a couple penalties, and then we had some bonding time at halftime. We came out and we were way more efficient. So we'll still have to continue to figure out ways to get more yards in the run game. But those guys fought. They never lost confidence. The plan, they stuck to it, and we had a much better second half.
How's it going, Coach?
Great.
Congratulations on the first victory.
Thank you.
We all know that defense played well against Michigan. It wasn't the outcome that you wanted, though. But do you feel that you were able to carry over the momentum of the defensive performance from Michigan into this game and for it to even turn up even more so?
You know, it's different styles, right? This team was totally different on offense than Michigan, like completely. There was no similarities, completely zero. So this was a space game. Michigan was more a box game. So we had to make plays in space, and then we blew a couple coverages, and they took advantage of that. But we hung tough. We made plays when we needed to. We still forced turnovers. We forced turnovers in the red area, which was huge. So I like the performance. We'll keep getting better.
For sure. And then Jalen Moss, obviously, did good last week, and even more so not only just on offense today and on special teams too. Is Jalen Moss kind of, making a statement in terms of being a very big contributor to the future of the offense going forward?
He's one of the guys, man. He's paid his dues. I know he wishes he could get that punt return back that he dropped, but he makes plays. He made up for that and returned one. So he's a playmaker. We're going to continue to find ways to get him the rock.
The play call coach to get Tyler Mello in the end zone. Who drew that up, and can you explain its execution?
We've been practicing it for a while. He comes in, he plays fullback, and there's a lot. We have a couple of plays that we have for him, and that situation called for that call, and he was in the flat wide open. We gave him the rock, and 42 caught it.
Were you planning on doing that on a 4th and 1 on a rollout?
It's all about situational. If their box is loaded up in there, we're going to get to that. So they had a loaded box. They were running, trying to take the legs out of our old line, so we felt like we could get it. They didn't have much edge coverage, so it was there for us, and it worked. Worked like a charm.
Mikey's obviously QB1, but there were some packages in there for Wood. He scored a touchdown. What is your plan usage-wise for him the rest of the season?
He's always available. He's a good athlete. We're going to use him as much as we possibly can. Mikey, him, even Mandel. So all three of those guys are always ready. We have packages that all gets decided on the defense that we're playing against, and we got down there, and it was a good situation for Josh, and he took advantage of it.
Any more questions for Coach?
All right, thank you guys. Have a good night. All right, thank you.
Can you just talk about your night, 235 yards, a touchdown, just what were your thoughts on your night tonight?
Yeah, we game planned it all week. We knew they were playing a lot of quarters, had low safeties, so we worked on it all week, rep after rep, and we kept connecting, and we knew coming into this game that this is kind of how it was going to go, and we executed pretty well.
Just obviously coming off for the Michigan game, to have an explosive offensive game like this for you and for the team, just what's that do for your guys' confidence?
I think it's great, the way we responded. Our motto all week was big response, and I think that's what we did as a whole offense. There's some things we have to, do better in, but I think overall we had a good game today.
To connect with that 75-yard touchdown first play, 10 seconds in here, how big is that? How much does that set the tone and create that confidence, offense needs to start off the game?
I think, like I said, we repped that multiple times knowing it was the first play of the game, and we didn't know it was going to end up that wide open, but, it did, and we didn't panic, and he threw a great ball, and, it's just knowing all week that no matter what, this is the first play and this is how it's going to go, like, we were prepared, so it wasn't a surprise.
And then how excited were you to know that there was a strong likelihood you're going to have a deep ball thrown your way to kick things off, home opener?
Yeah, I think it's great knowing coaches and players have confidence in me running that deep ball, getting open, and then also me just having a lot of confidence in my quarterback and the coaches being able to call that play at that time.
Mac, how would you describe your relationship with Mikey now, going into obviously a second full season working with him?
I think we've gotten much closer, hanging out outside of football, and I think, just kind of creating it a brotherhood, more than like a job. Football's work, but I think if you can create it more of a family and friendship, there's a lot bigger bonds you can create. So I think this offseason is definitely changed between me and Mikey and the whole offense. So I think that's had a huge impact on tonight.
The offense changed, the whole team changed, obviously, with now Tim Skipper being the coach instead of Tedford. To get that first win for him tonight, was that something that you guys really wanted to happen? You wanted it to happen in Michigan, but to really have happen in Valley Children's?
Yeah, I think, just having a head coach like that's been through it, played here, grinded just like us, and worked his way up to the top. I think it's a really good feeling that we can get him that win, and it means a lot to us, and I know it means a lot to him.
I was going back, great performance tonight. What's it like knowing that you are number one in the stat sheet in terms of targets and receptions, stuff like that? In terms of the offense talking about explosiveness, you were that explosive player tonight. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good, but I'm just doing my job. I was put there in the position this week, to go win on the deep ball, and we did that. I did that, and I think that was my job this week. So I went and did it, and just having a game like that is also great, but getting the win's a much better feeling.
Do you think that's your strongest suit as a player, is being that deep ball threat?
Yes, I definitely think that's one of my biggest keys to the way I play.
I'm just curious, after last week, such a tight game, how did it feel to just kind of spread things out and let it loose on offense today?
I think it was great, and I think Coach McCann said it the best. Like, we need a big response, so we're throwing it, and we're throwing it deep, and that's how we're going to respond, and that's how we responded. So I think having that confidence all week, learning on Sunday, and then just stepping on the field on Tuesday and working all week at this, knowing this is how the game's going to go, and then going and executing it. It's just, I think it's a great response, and the offense did well.
And Mac, I remember following your career at San Joaquin Memorial and how decorated that was. But over the years, would you see that you've grown even more as a receiver, especially learning from guys like in the past Eric Brooks and also Jalen Gill last year?
Yeah, definitely. I'm always learning, and I'm always getting better in that way. You know, being an old guy now, 5 years, I've learned a lot, and I think that's totally helped my game and the way I play, and helped others around me as well.
Matt, in your career, do you recall any sort of game like this statistically, even high school level, anything like this with this yardage and stats?
I think in high school I had 2 games over 200 yards, but not, what was it, 235? I don't think I had that. Yes, whatever it was, but no, I don't.
Crazy to do at this level. You know, there were moments, though, this offense had some spurts where it was struggling a little bit. Do you feel like there's still so much more potential with what this offense, you know, you put up 46 points, but do you feel like there's still so much more to go with this offense?
100%. I think, you know, we're always on the rise, as Coach Skip says, and I think we're going to go in tomorrow, watch film, and realize how much we left on the field. So I think, to answer that, yes, I think there's a lot more that we can do in this offense and make it more explosive.
Would you mind talking about just the versatility of this offense? Obviously, you had a great game today. Jalen was explosive again today, but Malik had 2 more touchdowns, and there just seems to be a lot of weapons. Could you just speak on that? Just the brotherhood in that locker room right now?
Yeah, we know what we have on this offense, and we have depth, we have weapons in every position, so that's why I think, you know, Coach McCann has a lot of fun with that, and, you know, puts people in different positions at certain times, and we know our own strengths that can help this offense. So it's great. You know, we talk about it. We learn through each other. So I think it's definitely fun playing around all these explosive athletes.
Last week, the team scored 10 points against a very good defense. Was there any concern there, or was that level expectations given the matchup going into this week?
No, I don't think we take any opponent lightly or, you know, practice harder. It's all the same every week. So, you know, we were disappointed. We left a lot of things on the field against Michigan, and then, you know, this week it turned out the way it turned out just because of the work we put in. Doesn't matter who the opponent was.
What does a performance like this do for your confidence level going into the rest of the season?
You know, it definitely helps my confidence. I guess I'm not the type to ever need a confidence booster, but it's great, you know, knowing I had a game like this to help the team win, and just moving forward with it, just keep going and see if we could do it again.
And was there anything that you learned last week that you were able to implement into the game today?
I wouldn't say so. I would say my preparation, I did a really good job in my preparation, and so did our offense. So I think holding myself to that standard every single week, no matter who we play, and I think that helped a lot this week.
Going, Phil.
You know, Coach described this game as long. Long one tonight for you guys. Did it feel as long as it felt on the field with how you grinded against Sacramento State?
No doubt. Tonight, for some reason, felt like a long game. Felt like, we were ready for him to throw the ball 40 times. I don't know how many times they ended up throwing it, but it was a long game, but we were able to trust our conditioning. Through the summer, we've worked our tails off all summer. Coach Ward's done a great job with us, and so that's our strong suit. We got to be able to win games at the end, and I feel like we kind of let off the gas today towards the end in the second half, and it's great to walk out with the win, but I think there's a lot we can improve upon, and so that's encouraging as well.
How much talk amongst the players to win this for Skip, his first game in Bulldog Stadium as head coach for him? How much was that discussed among the players?
Yeah, we just want to represent him for what he's done for this university, this program. He's done a great job. He is Bulldog born, Bulldog bred, and there's a lot of people in this building that are that way. But he does such a great job. It feels like he's been the coach for a long time. And so last week we kind of talked about that a little bit, and he kind of just takes it like, you know what, it's just another day, another opportunity. And so he never wants to make the moment about him. That's just the selfless guy he is, and he always wants to make it about us. But we just want to represent him the right way. What he's done here as a player, as a coach, you know, we owe it all to him, and he's done a great job getting us ready every week. And so that's what he deserves, more wins in the future for him, and I'm excited to see where he takes this program.
You've sort of emerged on on the scene late last season, and coming into this year, you're seeming to be one of the leaders on defense. Where does that motivation and charisma do you think comes from for you?
Yeah, it's been a long journey. I was always kind of the underdog growing up. I never wanted to claim that, but you know, I wore it on my shoulder, and it was a chip on my shoulder coming out of high school. I wasn't a very recruited guy. Coming out of junior college, I had a great year, and I wasn't a very recruited guy. But you know what? That's the culture we embrace here. We're always looked over, looked past here in this building, the Bulldogs. And so I've just embraced that culture, what it means to be a Bulldog. But I just want to play hard for my buddies, my teammates, and so that's the end of the day, the goal. But to be able to wear this helmet and represent this team is a dream. I grew up in this stadium. That's what I was talking about with some friends throughout the week, and just thinking on my own. I've seen more Bulldog games as a kid in the stands that I'll ever play, and that'll continue when I'm done here. So it's just exciting to be here and be able to play with these guys. But every week we got something to build upon, and I'm excited to see where this team goes.
Cam Lockridge had another great game tonight.
Yeah.
What would you say it's like being in that same TV room with him, just working together?
Yeah, he's huge for us. He's a ball player. I tell everyone whenever someone asks about him, I'm like, he should be in the NFL right now. Unfortunately, things went different than we planned for him last year, but I'm fortunate to have him back. He's such a great leader in our room, and such a smart guy and someone I can learn upon every day. Although I'm one of the older guys in the room, I've only been here for 2 years, and so there's a lot of guys I can still look to and learn from each and every day. But Cam was also a guy, when I was at City, I was coming and watching and seeing him play in the season he had 2 years ago. And I'm excited to see what he builds upon that this year, and the position he puts himself in when the draft comes in April, and what he's going to do with this opportunity this year is going to be awesome to watch. So keep your eyes on him for sure.
What's your biggest takeaway coming from being into next week?
Yeah, I think there were glimpses of who we are as a defense. We did a lot of good things tonight, but we also let a few things up, and so that's a little disappointing. But it's encouraging because we can learn upon. End of the day, we got the job done. We got to win, and so that's the most important thing. But just like last week, we did a lot of good things. We messed up some things, so there was a lot of good things we could learn upon. At the end of the day, as long as we got the win, we're happy. But coming in tomorrow, we'll be able to break down the tape, see a lot of good things that we did, a lot of bad things, and get ready for New Mexico State. So they're going to come in here ready to play. We got to put our best foot forward again.
And talking about last week, what was the one thing that you learned last week that you were able to implement today?
Yeah, I just wanted to have fun last week. That was a heck of an opportunity to play in front of 100,000 people. You're never going to get that opportunity again. And so last week, my main goal was just to go in there and have fun and enjoy the experience. As the game kind of came to the end, I remember just kind of holding some guys up, holding their heads up, and just telling them to look around and enjoy this opportunity we have, because this is only a special season we're going to get once in our life. And in a few months, we're going to be looking back on these memories, and in a few years, I'll be taking my family back to these games, talking about the things I did as a Bulldog. And so that's the biggest thing for this year. The X's and O's, there's things we're looking at every week, but I just want to be present this year and have fun and enjoy it with my brothers, because the season's going to go fast. But it's just an honor to be out here with them, to represent this staff and what they're doing upstairs. The hours they put in is unbelievable. But biggest thing, I just want to have fun all year, and that's when I'm playing my best.
Cameron, you guys give up exactly 30 against Michigan and Sac State.
Yeah.
Could you describe just how different of a matchup this was for you guys, and the unique challenges that the Hornets can provide that made them an equal opponent that you faced last week?
Yeah, I think definitely two different attacks, but I think we just kind of got a little lackadaisical, like I said, in the second half, and that kind of happened last week with Michigan as well. As the game kind of unfolded, we were letting some plays up, and we let up one big drive last week against Michigan, but 30 is too much in both games. For this defense, for sure, what we can do, and the turnovers we forced tonight was just a team effort and from everybody, but that's too much, I think, for us in any aspect, and so we'll be looking to get better. But just as we learned from last week, this is going to be another great opportunity to learn just in a different aspect of the game, because they threw the ball a lot more, and so they challenged us. We got a great secondary, so it was great to get that challenge. To be able to come back tomorrow and see what we got to do better is going to be great for us, but 30's too much. Shout out the offense. They did an unbelievable job in the second half and getting the job done, and so they were able to carry us. But as they get things going, we got to be able to continue to keep the foot down. It seems like as we're playing well, maybe they're relying on us, and as they're playing well, we're not doing our job. So we got to just play a complete football game, all three phases, and we're going to be a really scary team this year. We're going to be a really good team. So the potential's there. We've seen it, and we just gotta put ourselves in a position to play on all three phases of the game.
Take one more question for Cam.
Yep.
Make it quick.
You guys put in a good defensive performance last week against Michigan. Did that performance really set you guys' confidence high going into Sac State?
Yeah, we were excited with how we played, how we represented Bulldog football, but we left Michigan without a win, and so that was the goal was not fulfilled. But it was good to walk out of there with how we played and to see our preparation through the summer, winter, and fall come together. But every week's a new opportunity for us to showcase who we are, and so we have to continue to do that every week. Every week's going to be a great opportunity for us. But what was done in Michigan was history, and what was done tonight is history. So we got to learn upon tonight and get ready for New Mexico State because they're going to be a great team coming in here. But depending on our performances the weeks before, teams are going to challenge us in those ways. And so Sac State came in with a great game plan, and they challenged us tonight. They threw the ball all over us, and so, like I said, that's just too much for us. But we're looking to learn upon every game and every week and every practice. And so, although it was a good performance, there's just things we know we got to get better with.
I just wanted to ask about Coach Tedford, because Coach Skipper obviously is the leader of this team right now, and Coach Tedford's been around the program, but he was there tonight, and a lot of people probably haven't seen him since he announced that he was stepping away. What was it for you to see him in the stadium and see people react to that?
Yeah, he's done so much for me and my family. He was the one that really brought me in, really recruited me. I still remember meeting with him on Wednesday on like less than a 24-hour notice that I was going to be meeting with Coach Tedford. So that was pretty cool. I've looked up to him as a kid. Like, he's been the coach here forever, and so as long as I've been coming to games, he's been the coach. And so to be able to be under his leadership for that time was priceless. But I'm glad to see he's making the best decisions for himself and his family and his health. That's, at the end of the day, the most important thing. But to have him around fired up a lot of the guys, to hear him say he's proud of a lot of us just means a lot. And I know every day he's at home still thinking about us. There's no doubt he's thinking about us every day. When he goes to bed, his mind's probably still racing about Saturdays like this. But he cares so much about us, and just because he's not on staff anymore doesn't mean he's not involved with us, And his culture, what he's implemented here, still runs deep. And we're not going to lose that culture, and Skip is just going to continue to build upon that foundation. And so, it feels like we're representing both of them at the end of the day, and what they've done for us. So Coach Tedford is the definition of Bulldog born, Bulldog bred, and so to have him around, just a lot of love for him in that room, and so we care a lot about him.
Beautiful way to end it. Thanks.
Yeah. All right, guys.